Welcome to a playoff Saturday afternoon at Zulius Field on the campus of Plymouth Regional High School in the foothills of the White Mountains. The intensity is unmistakable as the Bobcats and Knights square off in this NHIAA Division II quarterfinal matchup, and it has all the makings for a classic battle here this afternoon. There's a familiar faces on both sides of the fences today, parents, students, alumni, and a great local crowd that continues to file in here to the hillside below us in the library. And it's all of the season on the line and a chance to get to the semifinals next weekend. Good afternoon, New Hampshire football fans. I'm Dan Salzer up here alongside Mike Courier with Royce Preventure on our sideline once again, getting ready for kickoff. The sense of anticipation is real. This isn't just another game. It's a win or go home for both programs. And, Mike, when you take a look at this atmosphere, what does it mean to these athletes to play in a postseason game here at the home field for Plymouth in a community that's really fully behind them?
Well, you know, I drove in here a little while ago, and coming down you see the signs with all the players' faces and their numbers, which is reassuring. It tells you that it's playoff time to begin with. But Plymouth's just got a mentality where when they play here, they expect to win. And more times than not, that happens. And I think they look at that the same way today, is that Plymouth expects they're going to win this game. But I'll tell you, Kingswood has been pretty impressive this year. They've this is the best team I've seen them have in some time. And going back 50 years when I played, we were big rivals, and they were very, very good, very tough. But it looks like they've got a very, very young team. They have 18 freshmen on this team. They have 11 seniors. I think it's 5 juniors, and the remainder are sophomores. And the offensive line they have, they look good size. They're 4 out of 5 are seniors. The other one's a sophomore. So I think that Kingswood, if Plymouth plays the way they played them the first time around, Plymouth should be able to handle things. But again, it's that run offense, controlling it from tackle to tackle on the line. And, Kingswood seems to have some players that can have got some pretty good speed and can make some things happen. So I think it's going to be a good game. And I do think Plymouth probably has the edge at this point in time. But I would not count Kingswood out. And especially when it comes down to a playoff game like this, everything in the past doesn't really matter. And it's always hard to beat the same team twice in a season.
Well, let's start talking about Kingswood here first. Again, this is a team made the trip over from Wharfboro, a fairly averaging regular season, lost to Plymouth here at Plymouth earlier in the season, as we talked about. You've got senior captain Andrew Curtis leading the way. Serafin Agramonte has been an anchor both offensively and defensively for this program over the course of his career. Nolan Kraminski has been a dual threat for this program, but really, you mentioned it a moment ago, it's hard to beat the same team twice. What can Kingswood do, having played Plymouth already and taking those notes due here today to try to get the upset win?
Well, I think if they're going to throw the football, they got to go after the secondary, because that's where the inconsistency for Plymouth has been all year long. And Kingswood's pretty athletic. Quarterback's pretty good athlete, and he's got some good receivers and running backs. And I would think that they've got to mix it up like that and throw in the quick passes, stuff into the flats where you can take advantage of that.
Royce, we'll bring you in right now as well. And what were you able to hear from Kingswood before the game?
Yeah, when I was talking to Kingswood head coach, when revolving around the running game, he mentioned he wanted to get lined up and just match the physicality at the line. And talking about the players just couldn't believe it. And, they were just extremely happy to make the playoffs, especially, as you mentioned, Mike, with all the freshmen on the team. And for the seniors, it meant a lot to them. Back up to you guys.
Thank you. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties with the camera, so we'll try to get that fixed for you throughout the game, but stay with us throughout the day, Royce. So we go to Plymouth. Tough week last week. You get the win against St. Thomas. 3 interceptions, though, from Sanborn, a team that had a really strong first half and a very quiet second half. And going off script, what does this Plymouth team really need to focus in on to beat Kingswood and get to the semifinals?
Well, I think that unless the situation warrants it, I'd stay away from the long pass, because those were the 3 interceptions where it was just lofted in the air, and the D-backs on the other team picked it off. I think that they've got some great patterns out of the waggle. The middle guy, as far as, you've got a short, middle, and long guy on like the floods and whatnot, and the middle guy seems to always be open. Those are the passes that are being caught by Legacy. and he's been highly. If you looked at percentage of catches of balls, thrown to him, he's caught a lot of balls, and the percentage is high. But I think that mixing it up to the short to medium pass, and then when you get them sucked up towards the line of scrimmage more, then you can go for that deeper pass. But to use that as your go-to, it's not a high percentage completion pass, and it's probably something that can be set up well by going the short to medium. They did throw backside tight end screen, which I thought was great last week, and that went for probably 7 or 8 yards. But it's that kind of stuff that also keeps the defense balanced. They can't cheat one way or the other.
We look at Plymouth, how they got here, a strong 8-1 season, that one hiccup being against Sauhegan in that marquee matchup earlier this month. But you look at Ben Valenti, a remarkable season, 2 yards away from 800 on the season with 12 touchdowns. Kevin Sanborn, 770 yards to the air, 3 touchdowns. Cooper Legacy, Taylor Russo, Brody Russo, all making big plays on the offensive side. But it's not just them. This is a defense for the Bobcats that has owned the trenches against their opponents all season long.
And I think they'll continue. I think that you've got a pretty good line in the Kingswood side of the field. I do think Plymouth probably got the advantage there. But again, defensively, it's going to be the secondary that needs to really step up their game and be more consistent in terms of the coverage. Offensively, again, I think the short to medium pass to mix in with your running game, because if I'm Kingswood, I'm going to be keying on Ben Valenti, and I'm going to be trying to follow him wherever he goes. The good news is we've got the Rousseau boys and Ciotti who have run well this year, and any one of them could also break it too.
So we wait. Kingswood making their way back on to the field after a little team discussion. So we are set. Beautiful Saturday afternoon. Sun is shining. Not as cold as it was last week. It feels absolutely beautiful for football. We'll get into some other things. We'll get into the other matchups as well. We don't have the playoff bracket on our screen for you. We've had some technical difficulties with our production here today, unfortunately, because why would anything work for you when you want it to? We will say Trinity did come away victorious over Hanover last night, so the winner of this game will be traveling to Trinity for the semifinal matchup, whether it's Friday night or Saturday. It's all to be determined on Monday afternoon. But, I mean, what else can be said? It's playoff atmosphere. It's playoff time. It's win or go home.
Absolutely. There's no tomorrow for one team, and there is a tomorrow for the other. But if Plymouth plays their consistently no mistake offense, running the ball, control the clock, et cetera, they'll be fine. It's just when they get behind, they're trying to catch up. I mean, I think that's part of what happens when you start making mistakes, because you're pushing it a little bit more than you normally would to make up for a deficit. But they play their game, don't make mistakes, penalties, all that sort of thing, no turnovers, and I think they're going to have a good day today.
The Sanford Agramonte, Devin Perkins, and the likes of Peter Smith III, the captains for Kingswood. Logan Marsh, Ben Valenti, Taylor Russo, and Logan Libby, the captains for the Bobcats. Plymouth has won the toss, and I believe they have deferred to the second half. We'll wait for the official ruling on it, as you can see on your screen.
No, they didn't.
Whoa, all right.
I wasn't going to say anything, but those things don't usually change.
I'm always hopeful. But nevertheless, Plymouth going to try to get out early on against this high-powered Knights offense. And with that, we're going to turn it over to our public address announcer for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem. Today's national anthem will be performed by the PRHS Pep Band under the direction of Mr. William Gunn.
There you have it. Great job by the PRHS Pep Band as always. And Royce, we'll bring it down to you one more time. What's the atmosphere been like on the sideline here getting ready for kickoff?
All the players are pumped up. They're ready to go. They're excited, obviously. A playoff game, huge atmosphere, huge implications. And another thing to note for Kingswood, touching on this week in practice, just working on the fundamentals, doing what they need to do, and overall good vibes for Kingswood at practice. Back up to you guys. Let's have fun.
Thank you, Royce. And fun we will have, whether it's at Mike's expense, whoever's expense. It's going to be a good one. Also, shout out to Plymouth State with their senior day today. I know that's something you're going to keep a close eye on, Mike.
Yeah, the Panthers are having a very good season here. If they can win out the rest of the season, they'll be going to the NCAAs for the first time in a while.
Since 2017, not that I remember.
We wish them well.
Ben Johnson getting ready to kick it off. Number 21, left to right across your screen. Kingswood in their road white uniforms and green trim. Bobcats set to receive at their own 15. Stone and Russo back as the kick is up and we are underway. Russo from his own 12-yard line trying to get some blockers. Cuts upfield. It gets hit hard right at the 20. Absolutely clocked. And that was a hit there coming from Ryan Greenwald, number 81. And so Kingswood trying to send a message early, Coach.
Well, when you hit a guy that's 6'3" and a couple 100 pounds and you stop him dead in his tracks, that's a pretty good hit.
If you couldn't hear from the bench as well, getting fired up for that. So Plymouth will start from their own 20. You look at things, Sanborn this season, nearly 800 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the year. Handoff, Valenti left side, has a running room. Still on his feet, yards after contact, will get about 8 on the carry.
Valenti on the carry.
And they're running the hurry-up offense here, which I like.
Yeah, it's worked well for them here in the second half of the season.
Second down.
Again, Valenti stutter steps, gets some movement, and nearly got to the outside on the right side, but enough for a Bobcat first down just like that.
He was a leg tackle away from breaking Devin Perkins' tackle, which would have resulted in a lot more yards and who knows, maybe even 6 to the house.
Again, Valenti third carry in a row, and he is stopped right away. Great work coming in from Porter and some help.
Well, they ran the same play, just flipped back and forth 3 times in a row. But with that said, it could be setting something else up.
Again, you talked about it, going to that hurry-up offense, trying to get Kingswood off balance.
Well, I'm sure what they did is say, hey, these are the first 3 plays you're going to run. We're going to have no huddle. You're going to go right. You know what we're running, and we're going to bang, 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 catch them off guard. It's back in the speed sweep.
Handoff, Marsh trying to find some blockers and does so. Turns the corner, gets upfield out to about the 44. Gain of 7.
That was a nice run by Marsh. He did a little dip inside to set up the block ahead of him and then punched it outside. So we're looking at 3rd and about 2.
Dylan Braley with that protection out in front, number 56. Early action. So glad you could join us here on Pemmy Baker TV. Live on YouTube and channel 1302 on Spectrum Cable here in the Plymouth area. Marsh, Valenti in the backfield. They'll go with the double shift to the right side. Handoff, Valenti gets a couple yards. Great job coming in from Graham Burke, number 8, the senior. I mean, you think he might have been run over, but that's a design play, trying to wrap his legs and fall backwards. They're going to be short by a yard.
Quite get it. So now the decision, do you go for it? Do you punt to put them deep in their own territory? My guess is Plymouth's going to go for it.
Let's say at Plymouth, it's going to be a go for it.
Since the last 35,000 times they've had that situation, they've run it. So But I think that lends to a lot of confidence in the offensive line and confidence in the running backs that they have to get that half yard that they're going to need.
Shout out to everyone joining in from the Wolfboro area, cheering on Kingswood, and a timeout on the field. It'll be taken by the Bobcats. So we'll step aside as well. 9:07 to go, first quarter. Bobcats taking a timeout. We'll be back in a moment on Pemby Baker TV. Back out of the timeout, charged by Plymouth. 4th and 1 situation for the Bobcats here in the opening drive of the ball game. At the 46, quarterback keeper, and off and running is Sanborn and Moore across the 40. Only needed a yard, got nearly 20.
What did I just say?
I know, right?
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, and it looked like it was on first down, which always gets your defense on their heels because they're just not ready for it. You come up to the line of scrimmage, you get down, you get ready to go, and the first sound that comes out of the quarterback's mouth is a snap. And excellent execution of that right there.
That kind of a guaranteed way not to have a false start.
Yeah, yeah.
1st and 10 Bobcats in Knights territory for the first time at the 38-yard line. Russo in motion, delayed handoff, and that was a sloppy handoff to say the least, as Legacy has nowhere to go, and that was a broken play.
Well, Ryan Greenwald, the junior, came in and busted that party up. He normally would have been picked up by a pulling guard, but the guard, he was gone. He came on that one without any hesitation.
Greenwald, we've called his name a bunch here on this opening drive. He has been stellar, someone that Plymouth might have to game plan for here this afternoon. Libby will bring them to the line of scrimmage. Stone, the wide receiver, quarterback design play again on the quarterback sneak, and just going to keep driving. Why not? Sanborn just keeping the legs turning over, and they're going to give him 5.
Sanborn on the keeper.
I'll give him 6. But it is a 3rd and long situation.
Not sure I'd waste any time with a play action pass because it's obvious what they've got to do to make up that kind of ground. You could also run screen out of this, which might catch them off guard. Hopefully no Kingswood people are listening to what I'm saying.
Right? Legacy back in there. Sanborn ready for the 3rd down. Under pressure, tries to throw the screen, and it will fall incomplete. They're going to say it's live. They're going to finally wave it off as an incomplete pass. I know there were some questionable laterals last week, but there's no way that was a lateral.
No, and the lineman that was waiting didn't hit the kid when he was trying to penetrate going for the pass receiver. So he missed that block, and it just set Russo up to get drilled.
Yeah. So with that, 4th and 8. And a stalled drive that started at the 20.
Well, you're looking at a pretty aggressive, physical, athletic Kingswood front line and linebackers.
Plymouth looks like they're going to go for it. Sanborn had the call from the sideline. 4th and 8 now. Need to get to the 28. Step back to throw. Going to open up for Stone. And it's broken up beautifully by Kingswood. What a great defensive stop there come McPhee, number 12. Last time we were here, he had a fantastic defensive game, and it's showing up right now.
Well, Bryson had that ball in his hands, too, and when he came down, the other kid punched it out, so he did a great job defensively on that.
So just like that, a turnover on downs. And we'll see the Kingswood offense go to work for the first time today. Well, that's one way to start the game. Got to watch out for Agramonte. He's always been dangerous, number 11, whether he's in the Wildcat or a wide receiver. He's at the top of your screen right now. Twins left. Handoff inside for Porter. Porter's got some running room and more, and he shuffles through at the 30, 20, 10, 5, and he's tackled at the 4. Eli Bargwin saved the touchdown, but oh my, Kingswood has absolutely come to play today.
That was a great job by the offensive line. He broke through there, and he's got good speed. They got some guys that can make plays. So, Plymouth's got to reassess here and dig in.
About a 67-yard rush for Porter. First and goal at the 3. High snap on the Wildcat. Agramonte can't get in. He's slammed backwards. Forward progress, no yards gained.
The other thing I saw them run early on when they were pre-kickoff, they ran an option. And it's a fake handoff, pulls the ball, goes outside. He actually reverse spins and comes back to the far side. So we'll see if maybe they try something like that.
Got Agramonte. Going to go to Porter, direct snap. He gets spun and almost was able to get back to his feet. Tackled at the 2. It's 3rd and goal.
Brought down by Crane.
Kingswood threatening here. 3rd and goal from the 2 now. And it looks like they're going to stick with the Wildcat. And now we see Kraminski come back in. Agramonte will line up wide right. Hillside trying to get fired up for the home team. Kraminski and a false start. Oh, we got the timeout just in time. Called by Kingswood before that false start.
Well, watching the play again before when the teams were warming up, they'll bring that back across and then they'll run a halfback behind him. So they add an extra blocker and then they try to run that in the guard tackle gap. So we'll see. I think that's what they were trying to do right there.
Keep it right here for you and try to bring Royce back in. Royce, what have you got to add from the opening drive?
Well, so far it's gone well for the Bobcat side, but for Kingswood, just to stay disciplined, and that's what they've shown on this drive so far, but just matching the physicality at the line on their run game. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Royce. Hey, what do you know? Camera worked that time. Third and goal. Kingswood coming out different formation out of the timeout. Quarterback design play. Kraminski's going to walk this one in for a Knights touchdown, but a flag comes in behind the line of scrimmage on the Kingswood side.
That could be a hold on the backside.
So we'll wait for the official ruling on that. Well, referees having a nice discussion with both teams pretty much right on top of them, which is surprising. Usually want some space to confer. And it is holding on the offense. So that'll negate the touchdown for Kingswood. Here with 5:07 remaining in the opening quarter.
Penalty for holding on Kingswood.
Didn't see exactly who it was on from our vantage point, unless you have a number, Coach.
Well, I couldn't see who it was, but it looked like it was the backside away from the play. And that's what it appeared to be anyway. So now it's 2 downs to score, and Kingswood, I think, needs to open it up a little bit more if they want to get the ball in. I don't think they're going to run up the middle against these guys. But
were there 2 penalties on the play? Because that is way more than 10 yards.
It may have been a 15. I don't know. Well, they're back by the 20, 27.
They're back at the 27.
Maybe this is fuzzy math. I don't know.
I mean, if anything, I mean.
I think the coach is questioning.
Yeah,
it right
I would
now.
too, because from the 2-yard line to the 27, the math isn't mathing at all right now. Again, that's why I'm not an official. I feel I have a good understanding for the rule book. But the spot seems a little far away for Kingswood. I mean, if you're a Plymouth fan, you're loving it.
Well, it looks like it's standing.
It's staying, all right. So 3rd and goal from the 27-yard line of Plymouth. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll get right back to it.
3rd and long. Bobcats
If you're a
let's
Plymouth
get loud.
fan, we're more than happy to take it.
Yeah. Watch out for McPhee. Bottom of your screen, number 12. Looking to be the target. Oh, and Kraminski's sacked in the backfield. Nearly broke free. And it's 4th down.
Well, that was a nice job. Cooper Mack actually got a hand on him that started to take him down.
4th and goal from the 33-yard line. 4:44 and counting in the opening quarter. Boy, what a momentum shift this would be back to Plymouth after getting stopped on 4th down of their own. And I mean, we saw them kicking Kingswood, the kickers, really good range in warm-ups, but
I'm not sure 52
I'd
yards
say
is going to.
a little far out of range for a high school kicker.
Yeah.
They're going to go for it here, naturally so. Kraminski going to drop back and air this one out to the right, and flags come in.
Oh, boy.
Multiple flags, and rightfully so. Agramonte was being harassed at around the 10.
Flag down on the play.
Well, it's unfortunate because they had plenty of coverage out there. They were surrounded him, and putting hands on just made it a whole lot different because now we're going to have an automatic 1st down, I believe, if it's pass interference against Plymouth. So.
15-yard automatic 1st down, and cannot imagine what Coach Sanborn is thinking at the moment on the sideline.
I can guarantee you one thing. He's not happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be down there right now. So they will mark it out on the defensive passing interference, 15 yards. Oh, it's going to stay 4th down. So it's not an automatic 1st down. So 4th and goal this time from the 18. Much more manageable for Kingswood here. So that's a break there for Bobcats.
Well, their secondary is playing deep to not let anybody get behind them, so they're keeping everything in front of them, which is smart. But you've got to also make sure you don't make contact with those receivers. I mean, there were 2 defenders right around him. There was no way he was going to catch that ball.
Well, with that, Kingswood will take their 2nd charge timeout here in the opening quarter. We'll step aside. 4:05 to go. Opening action. Still scoreless on Pemmy Baker TV. Welcome back out of the timeout. 4th and goal for Kingswood after the defensive passing interference on Plymouth. At the Bobcat 18-yard line.
They've got double wides on both sides, one back.
Minsky going to air it out for the end zone. Agramonte, it's broken up in the end zone. Fantastic defense by the Bobcats, and it's
Marsh got a hand in there and knocked it down. They had
was
double.
it Martin? No, it was Ben Valenti, I think. Was it?
Yeah, they're hugging Ben, so he must have done it. But they had double coverage back there, which was good. The ball was thrown up, hoping a prayer, and they got his hand in there and knocked it down. So that was a very good job defensively by the secondary on that play.
Boy, does it make up, too, for a couple of sloppy plays by Plymouth. But nevertheless, 1st and 10 for Plymouth. So, after some interesting opening drives for both teams, we remain scoreless, and Plymouth starts at their own 18. Marsh in motion, handoff, Valenti inside, gets through the first line and will be dragged down for about 9 yards.
Valenti on the carry.
Evan Valley, number 22, in on the tackle.
Kingswood got 9 in the box on that, so they're trying to defend the run. One man on the set man and one guy a little bit deeper, probably seven yards in the defensive backfield. The problem with a quick hit when you've got that many guys in the box, if he breaks through, there's nobody really to catch him. They've backed off a little bit right now.
Sanborn under center, quarterback keeper will get the first down and a couple of extra yards.
Sanborn on the keeper. First down, Bobcats.
Nice job by the center quarterback exchange. Kevin picked up that first down. Nice job. He stays nice and low for a tall guy.
Yeah.
So good job by Kevin.
Again, just the awareness of the players year after year to remember to keep their legs moving over, just to fight for every yard. Pitch out here, Valenti tries to cut back up the middle, and Kingswood says, I don't think so, and no gain on the play.
Valenti carry.
Well, the D tackle came across and turned that thing up inside pretty quickly. And the defensive line pressure is pretty significant, which will disrupt your timing and everything else when you're trying to run the ball.
Fairly quiet hillside right now for the hometown team as the Bobcats work offensively. 2nd and 10. Marsh in motion. Handoff. And again, nowhere for Valenti to go. He's absolutely swarmed.
Anybody playing Plymouth is going to key on Valenti because he's going to have that ball more times than not. And, you know, he's the guy you got to stop. You stop that, and then you got to go to something else, which Plymouth's got some other players, too, that can certainly help out. But he's going to have to mix it up and maybe even decoy Ben a little bit more.
Devin Perkins with the tackle. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9. But then it's when do you get Ciotti involved and the Russos involved in the run game to try to change it up a little bit? Stone, the wide receiver, bottom of your screen. Getting late here in the first quarter. Sanborn drops back in the pocket.
Wide open.
Across the 40, Legacy, and a flag on the play as well. Downfield, and Legacy with a big first down.
Well, you see, that's your medium pass. He didn't go for the guy going long because he was fairly well covered. But you had Legacy wide open in that middle area. And that's the thing, is they get some separation with the guy going long, and you got a guy that's probably short, and that guy right in the middle seems to always be open. At least this year we've seen it happen time and again where Legacy reached down and made a great grab, but he was wide open.
And what's great is going to add on yardage for the face masking penalty against Kingswood. So you'll add 10 more yards. So Plymouth now at the 29. And new life for this offense. Here's he hit the final minute of the quarter.
You know, Cavan's pretty mobile. You know, it wouldn't hurt to see him rolling out a little bit and throwing because they've got the middle just all chucker block full.
Russo in motion, inside handoff, Marsh. He's going to drive forward and somehow sneaks through for nearly 10.
That was that weak side trap, and they've run that pretty well all season long. And he picked up a nice, about an 8-yard gain on that.
He was hit right away at the line of scrimmage and somehow found some room on the other side.
He's a good athlete. He's a tough kid, and he's been good since he was a freshman.
So final seconds here. I think Plymouth just going to run the clock off with 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. And if you were ready for playoff atmosphere, you're getting it here today as we hit the end of the first quarter here from Plymouth Regional High School. All scoreless. Back in a moment here on PBTV. Back for the start of the second quarter. And Royce, what have you been hearing? What's going on down there on the sidelines?
Well, the energy is high and the environment and atmosphere is crazy, but some chatter around about that penalty that backed up Kingswood a couple drives ago. I was hearing it was possibly an unsportsmanlike conduct after the original holding call. So that's what I wanted to let you guys know about. Back up to you guys.
See, this is why we have a sideline reporter this year here for playoffs. Thank you, Royce. Would make sense why our math wasn't mathing.
True. I don't think I'm on, am I?
You are now.
Okay.
I had to mute you, I know.
My wife tries to mute me as well. I don't blame her, really, so anybody mutes me, I'm okay with it.
2nd and 2 here to start the second quarter. Bobcats taking their time to the line of scrimmage. Fake pitch out, handoff inside of Valenti, and still able to get driving in more yards. That was the longest rushing play, the only 7 yards that I think I've ever seen.
I'm glad they didn't blow the whistle because it looked like a stalemate there for a while. But what I was looking at though was a little bit more to the right with a fake there and a quarterback keep. I don't know. I hope Kingswood's not listening, but there was a lot of green area out there, or brown. This is not a.
I know
we didn't get a lot of rain this season, so.
Hillside's brown. Field fairly green for what we've had for lack thereof rain. Park's crew doing well as always. Handoff. Valenti gets hit in the secondary. We'll get maybe 4.
Valenti with the carry.
Plymouth with 2 timeouts remaining. Kingswood with 1 remaining here in the first half, just underway. Second quarter, if you're tuning in, it's been a fun one so far. Still looking for our first points, and I believe, is that the first time this year that Plymouth has been held scoreless in the first quarter?
Probably.
I think it is.
Yeah, probably.
So much for my note-taking skills. Sanborn handoff. Valenti dragging Porter on his right leg and hopping for almost a first down.
I'm telling you, if I'm at a country barbecue and the sack race is going on,
oh yeah,
I'm
Valenti
taking
all day.
Valenti with me.
All day. Porter's not small. He's a strong running back himself, and he was just being dragged by Valenti. 3rd and 1 at the 11. Bobcats trying to get on the board here at home.
That's the 6, actually.
Correction. Yep, thank you. See, math is not mathing. It's Saturday. It's been a long week. Quarterback keeper, Sanborn, driving, and is tackled at about the 1. A first and goal.
I think we're looking at the a little bit of the tush push on
yeah,
that.
I was just thinking.
And it's effective, especially in short yards like that. And Sanborn's tall, lanky guy, but he stays nice and low, and they do it
there
again.
There it is. Tush push coming in.
And he's in.
And Plymouth was on the board. Sanborn with a Bobcat touchdown.
Well, you run it till they stop it, and they didn't stop it. So nice job by the Plymouth offense. Good play calling on that. It's one thing if defense has got 4 or 5 yards before they see the guy with the ball. When it's right there in the line of scrimmage, boy, it's quick, and you either stop it or you're not going to, and chances are you're not going to.
Stone for the extra point attempt. And it's blocked! Porter off the edge gets the block.
I did not see where that came from, but he obviously was not blocked.
He came off of the bottom of our screen, the opposite side of the field from where we are here in the Learning Commons, and just came through clean. Kind of like a Winovich for the Patriots a few years back. Just along the line, came up and just easily blocked it.
Yeah.
And Royce, let's send it down to you. What else have you heard from Kingswood and the teams before the game that have shown up here so far this afternoon?
Well, obviously controlling up front, controlling the line, that's been huge for both these teams, and just keeping the energy and morale high. You've heard the sidelines getting fired up. You've heard the atmosphere, the crowd being fired up. But, Mike, I do want to say you did forget to knock on wood before this game. As I do mention, hearing the last game, you did talk a lot about Bryson Stone not missing field goals and being perfect. So,
well,
you can't blame him on that one.
I don't think Bryson did anything wrong. I think the guy blocking ahead of him probably made the mistake because that kid was not touched.
Well, I still forgot to knock on wood or knock on something. So. It's still a great atmosphere down here. I'm enjoying it. The crowd noise is pretty loud, but back up to you guys with 9 to go.
Thank you, Royce. Kickoff here, little chip shot going short, and it's kept in bounds. Gathered up by Devin Perkins, number 17, and he took a shot.
Well, that was a close one because, do you let it go out of bounds and take the penalty, or do you
risk
the other team coming in and grabbing it? So, I mean, he really had to do what he did, I think, and it was a smart move on his part. And that was Devin Perkins, who's a senior. And I think Devin did the right thing on that one because they still have decent field position, but also you took out the chance that Plymouth was going to recover that like an onside kick.
Yeah, because you don't have to determine, you don't have to state that it's going to be an onside kick as long as it goes 10.
Right. It's live.
Nevertheless, Kingswood will start from their own 35-yard line here in the second quarter, looking to at least try to tie things up.
Now, this is a little different. He's got two backs in the backfield. This is the option.
Pitch out, Agramonte turns the corner, and that's close to being a face mask. And here comes the flag.
I think it is.
Yeah. I saw that helmet get spun around.
Yeah.
And Agramonte is slow to get back up. He's okay, though.
Well, I think you've got three good-sized running backs here with the quarterback and the two backs, and they can pound the ball. So I would not be surprised if we didn't see more power coming out of the backfield and running that option.
Yep, dead ball, personal foul for the face mask. And the penalties are really going to be the Achilles heel right now of Plymouth.
Well, as long as both sides makes them, I guess, kind of
Fair.
equalizes things. But you hate to see that because it does take away from great plays and opportunities. But, it really comes down to the turnovers and the penalties that make a big difference in the game if you've got two teams that are pretty much alike. And I think that Kingswood and Plymouth are pretty well paired here.
Equal opportunity flag thrower. I'll take it. Kingswood and Bobcat territory now after the penalty. Cooper Mack checking in. Cam Magoon heading to the sideline. Agramonte and McPhee, wide receivers. And the false start on the offense. There's movement. Plymouth pointed it out right away. It's the second time. We were waiting for that before, but then Kingswood got the timeout in time in the first quarter. But when Evan Valley shifted, that front line moved as well.
Well, it was the Lammy shuffle that went on the defensive line because they also moved at the same time that but side to side, which they can do. And Tom Lamb has been extremely successful in getting teams to jump offside with that. And I think that's what happened there.
So it brings up 1st and 15. Grominski, quarterback keeper, and he's going to be wrapped up by Taylor Russo and a few others. Some extracurriculars after the play. Aiden Bryant also in on the tackle.
Jaminski on the carry. Brought down by Bryant.
I'll give him a couple of yards. 8:33 and counting, second quarter, 6-0 Plymouth lead.
Second down and 13 from midfield.
Grominski will move in a pitch-out option here, and nowhere for Agramonte to go. He's still on his feet, but it's going to be a loss of 5.
Agramonte on the carry.
What if that was Jacob Bean on that, who got to him first and spun him around? It was a great play coming up. It slowed everything down, so people were able to get after him, but it was a very, very nice play. And that might have been, actually, it might have been Taylor Rousseau on that play, actually.
So 3rd and 18. Minsky in the shotgun. High snap. Going to roll out to his right. Looking to throw. Finds his receiver on the right side, and Graham Burke will get some decent yardage. But a long 4th down coming up here.
Like Legacy with the tackle on that. He was right there. First tackle missed, and he was there to wrap it up.
We'll give him 9 yards, so we'll change the spot there. Make it 4th and 8.
I think we're going to punt here.
9. Yeah, I would think so.
Which I think is a smart move. I mean, they haven't been moving the ball that well, and to put Plymouth in a position where they've got to go 90-plus yards to score, with the possibility of mistakes and penalties and whatnot, I think it's probably a better bet.
McPhee to punt it away.
Or the fake.
Oh, it's a fake! Why not? Kingswood, Agramonte, first down and more across the 30. And everybody was fooled. What a well-designed fake from Kingswood. Oh, my.
I didn't mean to laugh, but it was like, oh, man.
Oh, this perfect call at a perfect time for the Knights.
It was a great call.
Wow.
And great execution.
First down, Kingswood.
But again, you got the kicker, who's also one of your best athletes. So,
well, that's the thing, is I think they pulled that old college trick of trying to confuse the numbers, because it was Ben Johnson, number 21, that was doing the kickoff, but then you bring McPhee, number 12, in to line up to punt it. And I think they were just trying to catch Plymouth off guard, and it worked. Agramonte with a handoff here, right side. He's still on his feet, and we'll get about 4 on the ground. Because I've seen that a few times where you have your like 3rd-string quarterback who has 1 number difference from your kicker or your punter, and it catches your opponents off guard. They just don't seem to catch it. If that's what it was, bravo Kingswood. Either way, it worked.
Yeah. Well, these are the kinds of things you can do when you've got athletes on your team, and I think Kingswood got some really decent athletes playing on that football team.
High snap, quarterback keeper. Kraminski drops his shoulder and runs over Brody Russo, and enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal Knights. Oh, it's going to be first. Yeah, they're not going to drop them. I was like, why did they bring the chains down? But right at the 10-yard line. 4:42 and counting, 2nd quarter.
Here we go. We got that 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback.
High snap, option, quarterback keeper with Kraminski. He'll be spun down. Great work coming in. Simeon Cranen on the tackle.
I'm just surprised they're not going to run that front back with the run the option. Of course, 11, if he goes to his left, that's not his natural. He's a right-hander, but still that gives him a couple different options when they run the option.
Plymouth got to be careful. Cooper Legacy looks a little bit shaken up as a safety right now.
Yeah,
Cooper Mack late to sub in. He's a little shaken up there by the goal line.
Yeah, he doesn't look good.
So we'll see if Kingswood tries to exploit that here. 2nd and goal, Knights. Oh, fumbled on the snap. Kraminski has to fall on that one, and I think he just took his eye off it. He's frustrated with himself.
Well, at the end of the day, these are the plays that haunt you.
Fumble on the play. That brings up third down.
But still, 2 plays to get in the end zone. Try to at least tie things up.
Well, they could take the lead if they get the extra point.
I was going to let it at least settle in there for the Plymouth fans watching. Kraminski going to look to air it out to the end zone. And that's got to – how is that not an offensive passing interference? Matt Wally was dragged down, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, he had great position. He was in front of him with the end of the end zone as the backdrop. So even if he had gone up and caught that, he might have been out of bounds. But it was a great defensive job for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what Sanborn is furious with the officials, saying that Matt Wally was absolutely dragged down on that play defending, having inside position. Nevertheless, 4th and goal.
4th down, Bobcat Nation. Let's get loud.
Good snap here. Kraminski going to throw it
wide
open, and he overthrows Agramonte to his back shoulder. And what an absolute break for Plymouth.
You know, Plymouth didn't beat them on that. They beat themselves.
Yeah,
on that.
absolutely.
That ball was thrown to a wide open guy. He just overthrew it, and he was wide open. Plymouth had trips out that way, where a lot of times you see trips, you may see like a funnel pass coming in behind the 2 guys. And what they did there is they just kind of ran that guy off into the corner, and nobody picked him up.
So Plymouth escapes the danger once again. They'll take over at their own 11-yard line. Valenti, the lone in the backfield. Hand off to him, and he runs into a wall. And it's the likes of Greenwald once again, number 81.
I'll tell you, if he was able to cut back after the handoff, there was nothing but running room over on this side. That far right side was so loaded. When he got the football, there was like an open lane to the left. But he wouldn't see that, and he wouldn't unless they told him that. But that's with all the momentum going that way and the expectation that he will be getting the ball running it that way, for him to kind of cut back across the grain, I think is a big gainer for him.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. Sanborn under center. Going to drop back to throw.
He's
wide open in the middle.
Boy.
Oh. Cooper Mack had no one around him for a century.
I'm not sure that ball was not very well thrown. I don't know.
I don't think it was tipped or
what
anything.
No,
I think it just slipped out of Sanborn's hand.
And normally on that long pass, Sanborn gets the ball up there, nice loft on the ball. So that's his normal way of throwing that, is he lays that thing out there nicely. But for some reason that time he kind of threw a dart into the ground over the linebackers, but under the receiver, who was wide open.
Oh, tough there for Cooper Mack. So just like that, it's 3rd and 7 for Plymouth. Sanborn, again, pressure in the pocket, looking for Valenti, and it's intercepted from Agramonte at the Bobcat 39. And again, a low throw. So Kingswood with short field to work with a minute 33 left in the second quarter. And don't forget, they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So this could be an absolute massive swing of momentum here for the Knights. try to talk with the coaching staff for both teams with Royce Preventure at some point during half. Kraminski in the shotgun, pressure coming, dumps it off, as I believe that was Porter, and it was. Knew we got a couple, but could have had a whole lot more.
Well, nobody covered him.
So we'll give him 2. Minute 4 and counting. Kingswood got to work clock management. 1 timeout to work with. Quick throw out to the bottom of your screen, and it's complete to McPhee, and a gain of 7.
Well, you know, if you're going to you throw a quick out to get it to stop the clock, and that was thrown as like kind of an inside hook and had nowhere to go, but the clock's still ticking.
3rd and 1 now. Kingswood want to get points before going to the locker room. Option, handoff, Porter inside. And this one's going to be close to the sticks. We'll see where they spot it. Clock will stop with 22 seconds while they look at it. Plymouth say they recovered it. It was fumbled inside. Simeon Crane's holding it like a Statue of Liberty right now. Officials are going to talk about this. Our vantage point, we're far enough away. It was hard to see. It didn't really look like the ball came loose in a scrum down there from our vantage point. Are they going to call it 4th down? 4th down it is.
Well,
and a timeout taken by Kingswood.
This is a wing and a prayer here. I'm sure this is going to go to the end zone with 26 seconds left. But
22 seconds.
22, yeah.
See if Royce has anything he wants to bring in here as well. Royce, what's going on down there?
Well, a lot of confusion there after that when they made the right call, and with 22 seconds left, it's going to be curious what Kingswood will decide to do here out of the timeout, trying to get some points on the board before, well, they get the ball back for the 3rd quarter.
Thank you, Royce. 4th and 1. Now you don't have to worry about anything inside. Cover deep and cover the sideline because Kingswood has no timeouts remaining.
4th down, Bobcat fan.
4th and 1 for the Knights. Kraminski pump fakes, looking, airing for the end zone, and no one there. Miscommunication with Agramonte on his route and a turnover on downs.
Well, and they put I believe that's Ben Valenti that
It
covered
is,
him on
yep.
that. And Ben doesn't always go in there defensively, so I wasn't surprised to see him there as a good athlete with good size, and you put him on the toughest guy. That's what you do to make things not happen against you.
So Plymouth will take over on their own 30 with 15 seconds, and wouldn't be surprised if they just take a knee to get to the locker room here. Well, it's been an exciting one so far, Mike, to say the least.
It has. We've seen a lot of hobbling out there, like they're shooting themselves in their foot, both teams, with penalties and
that's what Plymouth will do. They'll take the knee to take it to halftime. And it's been a back and forth affair. Both offenses have looked strong. Penalties have been an issue. And what are your biggest takeaways so far, Mike?
Well, I think both teams kind of shoot themselves in the foot. There's been some luck out there. I don't think either team is really playing their game. It's 6-0. You know, Plymouth was able to put it across, but then they missed the extra point, which I think could be a telltale issue for them. But no, I think that both teams are playing hard, but I think that they're making a lot of mistakes out there. But it's going both ways. So as long as the mistakes are going both ways, then you got a chance. When they don't go both ways, then the person that makes the fewest is going to come out on top.
Well, with that, we will step aside for a quick commercial break. When we come back, hopefully we'll have some live interviews with the head coaches of both teams. If not, it looks like Kingswood is willing to join us here today, and Royce Preventure on the sideline. But here at halftime, it's Plymouth 6, Kingswood 0. You're watching Bobcat football in the NHIAA Division II quarterfinals right here on Pemmy Baker TV. Welcome back, fans, here on Pemmy Baker TV. So we're joined now by Coach Woodson, standing by with Royce Preventure and get his take on what Kingswood has done here in the first half. Royce, down to you.
Hi, Coach Woodson. So a gritty first half. What adjustments did you make?
A whole lot of adjustments, really. I mean, we're doing a pretty good job stopping the run. Just gonna keep running this thing out. The school stopped, twice in the red zone was pretty tough. So.
And touching on the run game, you've limited the Bobcats' run game. How are you going to continue to do that in the second half?
Just stick to the game plan.
And what player on the Knights stood out to you in the first half?
We did a pretty good job special teams-wise already, so the special teams done a pretty good job. Just gotta keep blocking and tackling, man.
All right, thank you, Coach. Have a good second half.
Yeah, so Royce, it was a little hard to hear at times, but just what we expected coaches to say, especially from the Bill Belichick era, is just keep hanging with the game plan. Is that your biggest takeaway as well?
Yeah, I think for Kingswood, just got to continue to do what you've been doing, right? Doing so well to stop that Bobcats run game. And, yeah, I mean, you can't reinvent the wheel, so just continue what they're doing for Kingswood. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Royce. And Mike, as we welcome everyone back here on Pemmy Baker TV, yeah, pretty much what Coach is saying. A little hard to hear, but just that. It's just stick with the game plan, frustrated with having those turnovers and the penalties in the red zone, and a little bit of frustration from Kingswood.
Well, yeah, they're shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, I think that Kingswood is playing a more aggressive game than Plymouth. And they're more of a threat on the field than Plymouth. Plymouth scored for the only touchdown, but I think Kingswood has just made some mistakes when they were actually moving the ball pretty well and with some turnovers. But Kingswood knows they're in the game. They know they can win this thing. And Plymouth just needs to step up its game, not make mistakes, control that ball, and, put another one in the end zone for sure, because I don't think 6 points is going to hold up.
Well, we'll see. It's been that. It's been a lot of penalties here today. The lowest scoring game we've seen for Plymouth by a long shot this year at the half, with only 6 points scored. And looking at things, Mike, what is your biggest change that Plymouth needs to do here in the second half? If you could narrow it down to one thing.
Well, I still like the short to medium pass to mix that in a little bit more, because I think they can, they're looking at Kingswood with 9 guys in the box, and they're going to stop tackle to tackle. They're going to stop the middle. Ben has broken out a couple nice runs up the middle, but they're keying on Ben, and I think they've got to loosen things up a little bit. Plymouth does on their side of the ball.
Plymouth kicking off left to right here on your screen in the second half. Agramonte and the likes of Graham Burke back to receive the kickoff from Bryson Stone. And it's a short one again. And it's fumbled on as it bounced off of Devin Perkins, but he will gather it up. And Kingswood with some decent field position here to start their first drive of the second half.
I think that they have been most successful when they run with the full backfield. Well, not quite full, but he's got 2 running backs with a quarterback, because all 3 of them can run, all good size, and they can throw the ball or run the ball out of it. And they've got the option that they ran, I believe, once very successfully, and I think that's a play that Plymouth may have a hard time handling.
So the Knights will start on their own 36. Miami shuffle works again. Bobcats get the penalty call.
like that. I think Tom Lamb can make a hit record with that. We call it the Lammy Shuffle. I mean, the Chicago.
Well, I mean, I
Bay
say we're going to go Super Bowl shuffle here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we've got the studio downstairs in my classroom. Let's go for it.
Yeah. The Lammy Shuffle.
Say, why is Coach Lamb not getting NFL calls yet? I don't know.
They go again.
And another one. And that has Plymouth and the Hillside all fired up. So we work on some technical stuff here. It's either being a jack of all trades or a master of none right now.
It might be just a master of one, right?
Well, with that, it's 1st and 20 after 2 false starts on Kingswood offense. Kaminsky in the shotgun. Blitz coming.
Blitz.
Nearly got him. Dumped off to Porter. Porter has some running room across the 35. Has room and more. Bounces away from McPhee trying to set up a block. And that's 19 yards, if not 20, for Kingswood. Well, this is a spot that's going to give him a first down. Where is it? Nothing yet.
Well, it'll be 2nd down in inches. It looks like.
They're gonna look at this. This is right at the sticks. And we're gonna have an official measurement.
If it's 2nd down in inches, it'd be a great time for a play action pass. But not that I'm suggesting it or anything, but, or that they're even listening to me, because I'm sure they're not. But
oh, this is close.
I think they got it.
They got it.
They got it.
So Porter with a 20-yard reception sets up a 1st and 10 after back-to-back false starts here to start the 3rd quarter. Well, this has been you can't script a game like this today.
No. And that pass play they've done 1 or 2 other times successfully too. So that's just a quick shot out to the side, and there's nobody covering because everybody's dropping deep. There it is again.
Dumped off Agramonte, right side, dances away from a shoot top tackle, and is pushed out around the 40, and a 14-yard play for the Knights. Another first down coming up.
Well, and this is what they're going to do. They've got some pretty good athletes. They're going to get the ball into their hands with a little bit of running room, and what you just saw is what the results they're hoping to get, which they've gotten the last 2 plays. So I think this is what you're going to see a lot of going forward.
Believe it's 27-0 Plymouth State right now against Fitchburg. And it's been a little chippy from what I'm hearing from my sources. My mother-in-law down at the game right now. Handoff. Actually, quarterback keeper Kraminski on the option play. He'll get 5 on the carry.
Kaminsky on the keeper. Brought down by Matt.
You know Trinity's watching this one closely here today after their win over Hanover last night. So we look at that. That was a 42-28 win for Trinity, waiting to take on the winner of this one. Sauhegan taking on St. Thomas in the 1-8 matchup today. Pelham, Manchester West in the 4-5 as well. Direct snap on the Wildcat, quarterback keeper with Kaminsky. Kind of setting up like a Wildcat a little bit there.
Yeah, well, they also had the possibility of running the option to that, but they're going to the short side of the field. I can see them running it to the wide side of the field, other than the fact the quarterback is not a lefty, which makes it a little more difficult, but they've got some opportunities here, I think, that Plymouth needs to put a little more pressure on.
Oh, 3rd and 3 for Kingswood. And Valley with a direct snap, and his knee went down.
Yeah, I don't think he gained anything
No,
on that.
He
that
snapped
was,
and tried to sneak it through.
I don't think I've ever seen that done, and I know that it's probably been done many, many, many times, but it was quite interesting to see that, but it was not executed very well. So I think we're looking at 4th down with 3 yards.
And that is what we have here. 4th down situation. Watch out for Agramonte or Porter to be the targets. McPhee also a quiet sleeper. Hillside getting loud again, as you can hear. Porter direct snap, has nowhere to go, and it was Matt Wally with the tackle and the stop, and another failed 4th down conversion.
You know, it's the typical, I don't know if you want to call it a disorder or disease or what it is, but you move the ball down the field by running outside, option, whatnot, and then you try to run up the middle, which Plymouth is like the last team you want to run straight ahead up the middle against because they're stacked in there. So that, I think, you know, the coach could regroup and do that again. I think he might do something differently. But, hey, the Bobcats stopped them. They did what they needed to do. Now they got to go down there and put some points on the board.
1st and 10, Plymouth. Here at their 34. Handoff, Marsh on the left side and gets slammed backwards. Good stop from Evan Valley. Limits it to a couple of yards for Marsh. And the Hillside goes quiet yet again. I know we'll never get it, but do you have that digital board like quiet, offense is working? That's just exactly what's just happened here. So glad you could all join us here live on Pemmy Baker TV. Dan Salzer alongside Mike Courier, Royce Preventure on the sideline. Quarterback keeper. Oh, tush push and a half. I think they're carrying Sanborn down the field. And he'll get, looks like 7.
Well, I'll tell you, the block that I was watching was Dylan Braley.
Yeah.
His guy was on roller skates, and he drove him back probably 12 to 15 yards.
I'm pretty sure Sanborn's, both of his feet were in the air, and yet he moved 5 yards down the field.
I'm sure
I know it's an exaggeration, but that's what it looked like.
It was a mosh pit.
It was.
Crowd surfing.
3rd and inches, and again. Oh, that one came loose. Recovered by Sanborn.
You know, those piles are dangerous because you get people reaching in there and punching and whatnot, and the ball can come loose pretty easily. So.
But great hustle nonetheless from Bryson Stone, I believe. Coming in late, saw that the flag, not the yellow flag for a penalty, but the spot from the officials was loose, and he jumped in there to help cover it up. First and 10, Plymouth just shy of midfield.
Oh, that's Plymouth.
Yeah. Yeah, right on the end, Cooper Mack.
False.
Let's see what we got here. What is it?
Apologize for the technical difficulties. Our stream decided to crash on a very big play there from Cooper Legacy down the sideline, get pushed out at the 14-yard line. A flag coming in late after that. So our apologies as we try to get back up and running.
It was a great play. We wish you could have seen it.
Coach, I'll let you take over right now while I work technical skills.
Okay. There goes Ben Valenti. Valenti's down to the 10. Going to be 2nd and 5.
Brought down by Agramonte.
Actually, probably 4.5 on that carry, but nice run in the red zone. We're on the about the 11-yard line right now. 2nd down, and it looks like 7.
So we get back up and running for you. There's always something, Coach.
Plymouth's in their speed option formation. Marsh going around. Direct handoff to you-know-who, Mr. Ben Valenti, who takes it down to about the 2-yard line, 3-yard line.
There's a Bobcat player
4-yard line. And the ball may have come out, but he was already down. And it looks like number 54 for Plymouth.
Is that Cam Magoon?
Cam Magoon. Cam's walking off on his own, which is a good sign. But he'll come out for at least a play. So Plymouth's looking like first and goal from about the 4.5 yard line. Our man John Bruley, trainer on the spot down there to take care of the injured player.
Can we apologize for our system crashing up here in the booth? We're trying to get that all situated. Handoff left side, and it's Brody Russo in for a Bobcat touchdown.
Great job on that play. Ben Valenti threw a great block up front, and then it was just really hightailing it for the front corner of the end zone, and he was pretty much untouched, but nice job done by the Bobcats on that play. You know, it's kind of nice when you got a kid the size of Valenti that can not just run the ball well, but can also block. And he definitely was a key on that. And just a great run, good touchdown. Bobcats needed it. I think they'll go for 2 here probably.
So again, we apologize for the technical difficulties in my technical speaking.
It's easy for you to say.
I know, right? That's what I get for doing triple duty right now. 2-point conversion coming up for Plymouth after Brody Russo's touchdown. Sanborn rolling out to his right. It's covered. Back of the end zone, wide open. And it's the likes of like Matt Wally. It is.
Yep. That was a great play. A really nice job done by Kevin Sanborn. He had a man open right away to the right, but he just didn't quite have his feet under him. But then he looked back and saw somebody all by himself in the corner. And Matwali was right there, and a nice easy pass there, and Plymouth's up 14-0, which makes up for the missed extra point before.
Missed, blocked, whichever one you want to call it.
It was blocked. That's right. That's right. I don't
want to discredit anything from.
No, don't got to disparage the kicker because he's been doing a phenomenal job. It was just somebody missed a block on that one. That was one of those lookout blocks, when you just turn and go, look out, here he comes. But Plymouth needed to do what they just did. They're up 14-0, 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and it's far from over, but Plymouth should be breathing a little bit easier for now, and they've just got to come out and play good defense.
I want to say I love our community updating on our YouTube chat. Sauhegan up 41-0 against St. Thomas at the half. We'll get to Royce after this play. Expect another short kickoff from Stone, a little chipper, and gathered quickly up by Ben Johnson, number 21. And Royce, what do you got down there?
A couple things to mention that I've heard from you. Quite the score line for Sauhegan against St. Thomas. Number 2, revolting around last week's kerfuffle. I'm nice and warm now. And
well, it helps when it's warmer outside.
I just want to say the crowd here has been immaculate. Everyone on the hill, all the fans from both teams, it has just been great vibes. I could barely hear myself think when Plymouth was in the red zone on their last drive. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Royce. Yeah, it helps when it's like 15 degrees warmer than it was last week.
And no wind.
I know that makes Royce happy. 1st and 10. Shuffle doesn't work. Agramonte with the protection on the play action. Overhead for McPhee, and he just can't pull it in.
Well, he had double coverage. Boys did a good job staying with him on that, and the ball was thrown behind him.
Brandon McPhee, the intended target, who's had some great plays sporadically here today. Called his name a lot more in the regular season matchup between these two schools. Here comes Graham Burke checking in, number 8. He's always a threat.
Coach Sanborn having a discussion with the official.
When is he not having a discussion, trying to get an advantage? It's the sign of a coach that knows the rule book. I love that. 2nd and 10, 5:28 to go, third quarter. Handoff inside to Porter, and he maybe gets a yard.
Porter on the carry. Brought down in the backfield by Bryant.
So here they're Aiden Bryant with the tackle.
That brings up 3rd down.
Be 3rd and 9. Well, we mentioned at the top of the show, Mike, that this has the instances for an instant classic between these two schools. That's always a battle. Not quite the way we were expecting it to go in terms of penalties, but it's been a fun one. Half option.
That was kind of a broken play.
That was. As Kreminski gets tackled just shy of midfield. I think Agramonte got to the wrong side of him.
Well, either that or they were supposed to run an option this way, which would have been an effective play, I think, by the looks of the way things were set up. But somebody ran the wrong play on that one. But it brings them down to 4th and 2.
Now, Plymouth's not going to complain about that for any means. But the way this game is gone, it's kind of 4-down territory the rest of the way. I mean, obvious statement, it's win or go home. Shout out to the Cat Shack getting us lunch here at halftime.
Let's hear it from the Hill, Bobcat fans. Let's go.
If you ever come to a game, check them out. Agramonte on the option, handoff to him, and he's going to be real close. His effort might just get him the first down with that 2nd and 3rd time.
Well, he got spun around, and it looked like his butt crossed the marker, but I'm not sure the ball was with it. So
the line judge is lining up like it is.
Yeah, it looks like they're moving it.
They're moving the chains now. Great job coming for the likes there of Saffron Agramonte, the senior. First and 10. Inside handoff, Agramonte. Wrapped up by Brody Russo. Gain of about 5.
They ran that inside trap pretty well.
Agramonte on the carry.
It's the first time we've seen that play today.
Brought down by Brody Russo.
I just happened to take a look at the scoreboard real quick. And scoreboard operator accidentally was trying to put the ball from the 43 and put the down and distance at 2nd and 43. Oh, it happens to the best of us. But it's 2nd and 5. High snap. Kreminski's going to get popped. Get a couple on the carry. On the keeper.
Brought down by Ciotti.
Give him 1. It'll be 3rd and 4. Again, shout out to all of our fans, everyone watching. It's always a great interaction when we're able to talk to you guys through YouTube at times. Whether you're watching from home or away, whoever you're rooting for, it's so glad we can bring you this coverage. And a whistle.
Flag out on the play.
Didn't see the flag come in, but I think Kingswood shifted again.
There was a lot of movement on that offense.
And it will be a false start on the offense. It's going to make it now 3rd and long.
And this is just the kind of stuff that takes you out of the game. I mean, from being 3rd and 3, or 4, you're 3rd and 9 now. Coach is not happy on the other side, if I can read body language.
It's the football body language that gives it away. Again, thank you to Coach Woodson for joining our broadcast at the halftime. So we want to highlight both teams as much as we can. Little short throw to the near side, or the far side, for Perkins, our near side. Perkins trundling down for a first down.
It's that short flat that's pretty well uncovered.
There's a player down on the sideline. Can't see who it is from our vantage point. It is a Bobcat player. Quickly, they're going to get back to their feet. Oh, is that Logan Marsh? Oh, it is Logan Marsh, and that is someone Plymouth. Oh, this kid has been battling injuries all season long, and he is in a lot of pain right now.
Holding his arm.
Yeah. Oh, that's never a good sign.
No, could be shoulder.
I mean,
let's hope it just popped it out. He can pop it back in, but
something similar happened to him up at Kennett, and it took him a whole quarter just to relieve whatever pain it was. Back underway, 1st and 10, lobbed. Oh, there's a flag. Easy call for the officials on the defensive passing interference. Agramonte had a beat on that one. I think Valenti's called for it.
Yeah, well, he was beat too, because that could easily have been touchdown.
Flag down on the play.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it's not the NFL where it's the spot of the foul, because that's right inside the 10. Yeah. Either way, it's going to be close, but Ben's arguing that, he made a play on the ball, and he was saying that the timing was right, but it really wasn't from our vantage point. I get his frustration trying to make a play and knock it free, but just too much contact too early. So a 15-yard penalty.
Pass interference, Plymouth.
And put Kingswood at the Bobcat 19. Kraminski in the shotgun. Looking to air it out. Pocket collapsing. He's got nowhere to go.
Well, and the thing that he had a receiver so wide open on the backside. He had to just take a look right and look left and toss it. And number 4 was so alone.
Gary Porter
Porter. And I think they've run that play 2 times successfully. That one right there would have been a touchdown because he had a blocker. He had a receiver out in front of him who would have turned into a blocker, and he had absolutely nobody on him. So I'm not sure whose cover that is, but they weren't there.
Sarian with the sack and a couple of others in there.
Slant cross cop.
Yeah, throw over the middle. McPhee shakes it off, still on his feet, and he'll get a first down inside the 10 at the 6, and way to answer back for Kingswood. With 11 seconds remaining in the quarter, Kingswood desperate for points right now, the way this game has gone for both sides. And they're going to just let the clock run out here and not waste a timeout. And that is what will happen. Well, it has been an interesting one, to say the least. So with that, end of the third quarter, and Royce, what's going on along the sideline?
Well, as I keep mentioning, just the energy is high, but to kind of go on what you guys are both saying up in the booth about the secondaries for Plymouth, I mean, now they're testing them with crosses in the middle, and it's showing that it's going to be working out, as you saw in that huge completion there. So looking forward to seeing what's to come at the start of the fourth quarter in the red zone for the Kingswood Knights.
Thank you, Royce, as always. And Mike coming with a message that I just saw. We're not ever going to get updates, especially with juveniles, on any injuries. We would never kind of call that out. One, because of violations. Two, we want to respect their rights. So we won't have any updates on Logan Marsh at all, or any players that gets injured, just so you guys are aware at home. Yeah, I mean, why not carry the little baby like a football in the air? Why not?
Well, that's one of the older Crane boys who played for Chuck Lenahan at Plymouth, and he's got his little boy in his right hand, and he's got him up in the air as he's walking around. Hopefully he's not going to spike him like a touchdown. I don't know. But,
I think he'll be good with that.
He's a cute little fella.
Well, with that, 1st and goal. Option, Kreminski under pressure, dumps it off, and it's broken up. Valenti with a shoulder that knocked that play up in what could have been a touchdown.
That was a great hit on Ben's part. He actually, the quarterback, his throw was off a little bit because he was getting dragged down by his left arm, and then the ball went to the receiver, and Valenti hit him so hard the ball just fell to the ground. So they did a great job defensively on that.
Who was in there? Was that Aiden Bryant, 63?
Well, it
someone was coming in. Nevertheless.
Where's our instant replay?
I can only handle so much. If you're wondering as well at home, I'm commentating and running your clock and scoreboard for you folks at home. Oh, whistle here and a timeout called by Kingswood right before the snap. We'll step aside as well. Here in the fourth quarter, just underway in the final frame, it's Plymouth 14, Kingswood 0. Watching Bobcat football in the NHIAA Division II quarterfinals here on Pemmy Baker TV. Oh, here we go out of the timeout. 2nd and goal. Kreminski going to look to air it over the middle. Agramonte had it on his hands. Couldn't pull it in. Some solid defense coming from Brody Russo.
Yeah, if that ball had been thrown about a foot lower, it would have been a touchdown. But he threw it high, and Agramonte just couldn't hold on to it. And it was good coverage.
Plymouth's defense bending but not breaking so far today. I mean, this could easily be a route in the other way for Kingswood with the penalties against Plymouth, but they haven't given up those crucial plays in the red zone. Agramonte lined up on the right side of your screen. Under pressure, throw down and in there for a Knights touchdown. It's Devin Perkins.
Ran a short out. The outside guy took the defender long, and it opened that flat right up. And it was a good rush by Plymouth on that, but the quarterback got rid of it. A nice pass and 6 points.
So Kingswood finally on the board, and we have ourselves a ball game with 11:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Ewan Nickel will be the kicker, number 9, the junior. And the kick is up, and it is good. And it's a one-possession game here.
I don't think we'll see an onside kick yet.
No, it's still too early for that, I think.
We've got like a full quarter left.
So if you're just tuning in, it's been a fun one, a lot of penalties. Both teams driving well offensively, getting downfield, but been struggling to get in the end zone. But it is 14-7 Plymouth.
0-5-1.
Winner will head to Trinity next week for the semifinals.
Well, Plymouth here has got to stick to their control run game, mix in a few short passes, I think, go down and score, and that'll chew up a lot of time, hopefully. Hopefully for Plymouth.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm a hometown guy.
We will
be
home. I mean, we are hometown station, but we do try to give as much credit and rightfully so to all the visiting programs and teams that we go to on the road. All the athletic directors around the state are so delightful to work with and respectful, giving us the ability to come in and broadcast and help highlight their teams as well. So, again, shout out to all of them and their tireless efforts. This one going to the far side, and Crane's going to let it go out.
There we go.
And legal kickoff on the procedure, so Plymouth will take over on their own 35-yard line.
This drive's pretty important, I think, because it's going to be a shift in momentum if they don't take it down the field, burn up a lot of time and score.
Royce, looks like you've got something for us down the sideline.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the kicking game for Kingswood. Getting to see their kicker in warm-ups, very, very accurate. So if we do get to an end-of-game situation where there's a field goal on the line, Kingswood are in good hands in the kicking department.
Very good point there, Royce. Yeah, we did see him. He was probably hitting from between 38-45s we saw in warm-ups. Not that Bryson Stone hasn't had a couple of big ones of his own this season as well. Handoff on the right side.
Boy.
Legacy has some running room. Little stutter step in front of Agramonte. He'll get a first down, a gain of 15.
The defensive end on that side didn't even see it coming because he turned and cut up field at the line of scrimmage, and there was nobody over there.
Cooper Legacy starting to come alive here in the second half. Fullback handoff, Valenti. He'll get stopped at midfield, a gain of 1. And some more whistles, and we got a Kingswood player down right now. And that's Brody Kies. And because of the whistle, he should be forced to sub out here. But great to see he's walking off under his own power, really running off the field. Always the best sign. Sanborn gets the call from the sideline. Handoff, Russo gets met in the secondary. Agramonte and Graham on the tackle, not before a gain of at least 6. Give him less than that, actually. Going to give him 4. It's 3rd and 5.
I like Plymouth's chances going to the tackle and out versus between the tackles. Ben Valenti, they're definitely going to key on Ben up the middle. Unless you throw some kind of misdirection with him getting the ball up the middle, you know, you're not going to move the defensive line or the linebackers around enough to let him get through.
On the right side. Oh, what a hit from Agramonte on Legacy. Queued him up perfectly. Wow.
Well, Legacy came around, and I think he actually kind of stopped, thinking he might be able to juke him, but
not on that
no
senior.
Such thing. That was a kiss on the first date right there. I'll tell you.
I think more of Legacy just stopped going, this might hurt a little bit. 4th and 5.
I don't know.
Plymouth going to punt it away unless they try to go for a fake. I don't want to assume anything the way today is gone.
They're not really set up for it.
No, still going to punt it away.
It's a nice punt.
And
Get
over
out
the
of
head of
bounds.
Graham, but it
Get
gets
out of
into the end
bounds.
zone, and it'll be a touchback. So Kingswood will take over. And one of the few punts we've seen from Plymouth in the second half of this season. Oh, wait. Is there a flag down that I don't see? The refs are coming together. There is a flag down.
They're moving the chains back, so
Yeah.
may have had an offside or something. I don't think that'll get them the first down, but it gets them close enough to probably want to give it a go.
Oh, they had it on the Plymouth. Oh, I see it now. It's at the marker for the 30 at Plymouth's bench. You can't see it on your screen because of the sun glare. So I wonder if there was something happening on the sideline. I mean, you can push him out of bounds. Can't be the first one to make the play on the ball, but we'll see what the call is here. Dead ball personal foul on Plymouth.
Okay.
Penalties, really the name of the game today. So now they'll move the chains. So they'll mark it out at 35, a 15-yard dead ball personal foul after the touchback. Well, here we go, Coach. 9:25 to go in the ball game, and it's a one-score game.
Well, anything can happen here. If Kingswood starts to push a little bit, there may be some opportunity for for an interception or something, but we'll see. They got 9 minutes to go, which is plenty of time.
High snap, though. Agramonte on the handoff. Still trying to drive forward. It's a rugby scrum and a gain of about 3. And luckily, Kraminski able to gather that snap off because that was almost over his head.
Brought down by Osarian.
Hussein Osarian, as you hear, in on the tackle with a couple of other Bobcats. They'll give him 3 yards on that carry. Gut check time here down the home stretch.
Here comes.
Inside and the handoff, and again Plymouth's defensive line holds in the trenches. Only a gain of 2.
Well, I think they're setting up the option.
Brought down by Legacy.
That was a read on that. I don't know if he actually read it or if he just was making the handoff. It was predetermined, but they had the option set up to run to the wide side of the field.
So Graham's going to come out. Valley will check back in, number 22. Expect him to be right up at the line of scrimmage and set up some blocking that we've seen so often here today. Clock continuing to run.
There it is.
Option on the pitch out to Porter. And he will have a first down and a couple of extra yards. It's not like you knew that was coming.
Well, you know, they were setting it up for sure, and I think that the option's been there for them all day long.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention shout out to Sarah Sanborn and the Sanborn clan and all the friends and family that are here watching the game today. Sarah is here. Sarah, it's great to have you here with us and your entire family up here in the library with us, and so glad you're doing well and so glad you get to be here in person today. Off the edge. Oh, that one falls short, and Brody Russo, or it's correction, Taylor Russo almost had a straight beeline in on Kraminski.
Kaminsky's pass is incomplete.
That was underthrown because he was open.
Clock will stop with 7:03 to go in the fourth. Ball placed at the Kingswood 48-yard line. Again, we'll find out on Monday who will we be playing at Trinity and what time. We'll know, obviously, at the end of today's game who's playing Trinity, but what time, whether it be Friday, whether it be Saturday. If it's Plymouth, we'll be on the road having full coverage of that for you. Kreminski going to throw over the middle, and it's intercepted by Matt Valenti. That one just hung up, and he'll say thank you. He had one, or he had two off of his arms last week against St. Thomas that he knew he was frustrated with, and it gets redemption there.
Well, this is what happens sometimes when you're behind and you're trying to catch up and the clock is ticking. You start to throw the ball around a little bit, and he definitely underthrew. I don't know who he was throwing. Maybe he was throwing to Valenti because he was wide open. But no, unfortunately for Kingswood, that was not a great throw, and Valenti was there to make the grab and brought it back and puts Plymouth in the driver's seat.
I believe it was McPhee, number 12 downfield, but don't quote me on that. Nevertheless, Plymouth gets the turnover and a chance to bleed off a lot of clock. Kingswood, 2 timeouts remaining. Quarterback keeper, Sanborn, about 6 yards on that carry.
Sanborn on the keeper.
Well, I did talk to Cavan's mom, Sarah, at halftime, and she seemed great. And I assured her that Cavan's playing a good game, and it's it's a good thing he takes after his mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Able to talk to his grandfather as well, Cavan's grandfather, Rusty Bolio, who played on the 1967 state championship team for the Bobcats.
Sanborn with a 5-down keeper, or 5-yard keeper. Handoff here, and oh, what a shift through the line goes Valenti. He'll get 6 and a Bobcat first down.
Valenti on the carry.
Plymouth just looking to chew this clock up.
Well, they play the next 6 minutes of nice controlled football on the ground, keep the ball as long as they can, and put another score in, and that'll seal the deal.
Bobcats will break the huddle. 5.5 minutes to go. Trying to advance to the semifinals. Legacy in motion to his left. Handoff inside on the fullback. There with Ben Valenti, and he's still driving. Forward progress out to just about the 40. And with you, Royce, what's going on the sideline once again?
Well, I just wanted to mention, looking at Plymouth and seeing some of their offensives, whenever they take their time, they can bleed a lot of the clock here. As Mike was saying, just run out the clock, get another score on the board, and you'll be all set. So Bryson Stone, very effective kicker. So if they get into field goal range, well, it could be up to Bryson Stone.
See what he can do. Yeah, might be able to ice the game at that point. Got to get there first. Really need to get to the 35. Handoff inside and more, and the quarterback keeper with Sanborn. There's a beautiful fake with Legacy. And why go for the kick when you can get a first down deep near the red zone? And a Kingswood player slow to get back up.
Well, Cavan Sanborn has been the most effective straight-ahead runner in the game.
My goodness.
I love seeing that quarterback sneak, I'll tell you. That's the one guy that's not really covered. And he's done a great job with that.
And because of his height, it doesn't look like he's fast, but yet he is.
Well, if he falls forward, that's about 3 yards.
Exactly. It's not like the height doesn't run in that family at all.
No.
1st and 10, Plymouth. Placed here at the 23 at Kingswood. This is a design play here.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
It is. It is.
So, oh, no, it's not. Sanborn
Okay.
trying to get the call. Plenty of time. Back judge's hand's not up. I was expecting a fake right there.
Well,
Handoff inside, and it's going to be only a couple yards. That's
Ciotti on the carry.
Dom Ciotti, his first carry of the afternoon. He'll go for no gain. Again, he was the one that had the defensive passing interference in the 4th and goal situation in the first half.
I'll tell you, I want just a little bit of the energy that the little Bruley boy has because he's been running nonstop this whole game.
James Bruley with his sister JoJo and some other friends. Yeah. Russo tackled by Agramonte. A flag comes in very late in the Plymouth backfield from the referee.
On the play.
And it's holding on the offense.
That's how we got the corner.
Exactly. That's why that was wide open. So try to get Royce to talk with the coaching staff, at least from one of the teams, before we sign off air here today. If not, thank you for them to being able to talk with Royce here today, and Kingswood being so gracious to talk with him live on air as well. Well, let's do it. 2nd and 20 now. 3:05 and counting. And I'm really surprised that the rule, even though it's an offensive penalty, still allows the clock to run. Because the clock's going to continue to run, and that I would think would be because it's on the offense, it should stop the clock.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I'm up here. Russo in motion. Sanborn with a keeper. And more. He'll recover at least 9. Yeah, I'll give him 8 yards on that. It'll be 3rd and 12. Kingswood trying to save their timeouts. They have 2 remaining.
Sanborn on the keeper, good for 10.
But clock, not your friend right now if you're a Knights fan. I am really surprised right now, Mike. Kingswood hasn't tried to stop the clock.
Yeah.
You're under 2 minutes now.
They've got to stop it pretty soon. Inside trap.
And the legacy has nowhere to go. Sitting and waiting for him was Andrew Hunt, the senior, and now we get the timeout.
Well, that one was well. I'm sure they watched that play on film, and it hadn't been run all day, so it was due to happen sooner or later. But they had it covered, defense very well.
So here, Kingswood burns their 2nd timeout. If things hold up, I would assume that Trinity would try to push for a Friday night game, but unlike in Division I, where you don't have to have an agreement on a change from what the state has set, Plymouth, I wouldn't be surprised if they say, I don't think so. We're going to play on Saturday at 1 like it says and try to get a little bit of advantage back because Trinity, as we know, most of the southern states, they're Friday night teams, and that could really change the advantage.
Yeah. Well, even playing on Saturday at 1, we're still in their territory.
True. It's
So-
always, I wouldn't say hostile, but it's very energetic down there.
Okay, 4th down. And about 15, 14.
So giving them, say, 4th and 13. Sanborn going to roll out to his left. Stops, throws across his body, finds his receiver in Legacy at the 20. It'll be a turnover on downs, but that was a dangerous throw back across the grain into pressure. That could have been disastrous for Plymouth, but luckily it found Cooper Legacy. So here it is, all the marbles, 1:38, 2-minute drill. You've got one timeout, and Kingswood needs to go 82 yards to the house to tie things up. I mean, no pressure. But this is what every team does. Your 2-minute drill, you do it all through camp. You do it all season long. It's using that energy and whatever you have left in the tank here in the postseason.
Well, this is where they're going to want to move the ball as much as they can and stop the clock.
Plymouth's going to try to protect the sidelines. Pitch out. Agramonte going to cut back upfield. Has some running room. Spins free. Gets the first down. Oh.
This is where you want your Plymouth boys to just take your time getting up. You don't need to rush anything right now.
Oh, Agramonte nearly broke free and tried to come back across the field to the top of your screen.
Well, I was wondering with that toss, the way he looked, I was wondering if they had a pass play off that. Because
we've seen him throw before. Quick throw, and it's dropped by McGee. Probably a good play to stop the clock with 1:09, saves your timeout.
Well, I think it was Ciotti that cut in front of him. I think blocked his view because the ball was right in the old breadbasket, but he dropped it. So I think he probably lost vision of it for a split second.
And again, with the time change and the sun getting a lot lower, as you can see on your screen right now, the sun glare is pretty aggressive into our camera. And again, our final home game of the season. Plymouth will, if they hold on, will be at Trinity, as we mentioned. If not, Kingswood will be there. And the state championship, if either team makes it that far, is at Pinkerton Academy. Herminski looking, lobs this one up downfield, and that will fall incomplete.
Yeah, that was overthrown. There was no way anyone was going to catch that one. I was looking to see if somebody was going to pull a flag.
I know.
Geez, it wouldn't have affected the catch or the non-catch.
So 3rd and 10 from the Knights 30. 1:02 remaining.
This is the kind of stuff, though, if you want to move the ball down the field and you want to stop the clock, you got to throw to the side. And both of the flats for both teams have generally been open. But it looks like they're trying to kill it with one fell swoop.
And Kingswood doesn't like the matchup. They're going to burn their final timeout with the clock already stopped. And that really gives advantage over to the Plymouth side. But, I mean, despite the sloppiness, you could say, with the penalties for both teams, I mean, it really, most penalties by far on Plymouth in a single game this season. It's been a fun quarterfinal matchup.
Not for Coach Sanborn,
no,
I don't think, but or Coach Lamb. But no, it's been I mean, both teams have made their share of mistakes. It's been a good game from that perspective, I guess. But certainly, I don't think either team's playing their best game.
So Plymouth again now with Kingswood, no timeouts remaining, will protect the sideline and go in their prevent defense here. Herminski in the shotgun. Only a two-man rush, finds McGee at the 40, shakes free, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 46 to stop the clock with 55 seconds.
And plays like that is what they want to do, because they got 55 seconds.
Plenty of time.
You can throw four pass plays easily.
I mean, Kerminsky, he's got an arm. As a sophomore, he can lunge it 30, 40 yards downfield easily.
Well, you're also playing a little bit of desperation here, so there can be an over or underthrown ball that'll get picked off. So you never know.
First and 10. Throw out Agramonte. He drops it. Tried to look upfield in the anticipation.
Well, it took 4 seconds off the clock.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. I'm anxious just up standing calling the game right now. I mean, so many times. Again, we said it earlier, but this easily could have been a completely different game in favor of Kingswood if it wasn't for some of the turnovers and the 4th down issues inside the red zone. Minsky steps up in the pocket, airs it out, finds McPhee across the 40. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, and Kingswood breathes some life. What a catch. And an injury on the Kingswood sideline. And it looks like it's Dom Ciotti, number 27, who's shaken up. And that's why the whistle came out. So he'll sub out. "44 seconds. Knights inside Bobcat territory. Three-man rush, throw out in the flat. Agramonte will step out of bounds to stop the clock, but not before gaining of at least 6. See where they spot him. Looks like they're going to give him 5. Well, they'll give him 6. No matter what happens, Coach, hats off to Kingswood, fighting and grinding to every last second.
This is a pretty good football team out there, and I think it's probably one of the better ones they've had in the last 10 years. They've been in the fight, I think, all this game, but they've also, they've beaten teams that we've beaten by the same margins, and so they got a pretty good football team out there.
Rinsky under pressure. Throws in, and it's nearly intercepted by Ben Valenti. I think the sunlight messed him up a little bit because that hit him in the hands.
Yeah, he hit him in a bad place, hit him right in the hands.
Oh.
No, Ben must have gotten a little bit of sunlight in there because he had that ball right in his hands, and I'm sure he's punching himself in the head for that. But hey, that's what happens.
That's why you play the game.
Well, we're looking at 3rd down in about 4
Yep.
here. And 32 seconds left in the game.
Kingswood, no timeouts to play with. All the fans on their feet. High snap. Kraminski finds McPhee again out of bounds in a 1st down, Kingswood. 28 seconds on the clock. Have to score. It's a 7-point game, 14-7 Plymouth. It was 6-0 Plymouth at halftime.
Well, a 2-point conversion to make it 14 points was huge.
Huge. Porter lined up left side. Kraminski eyeing down his receiver. It's complete to Graham. Just outside the 20, only about 3, but they got to hurry up.
They're going to have to spike this probably to stop the clock.
Down to 12 seconds, and they do, and that's going to be a big loss. You spike it back there.
Well, they're looking at 4th down, and they're on the 25-yard line, I believe. Well, unless they move the...
Well, they moved it back to where it was spiked.
Right. But I'm not sure if it's 3rd or 4th down. I thought that was...
It should be 3rd.
Okay.
Should be 3rd and 10 right now. With 10 seconds. So I think that's what the official's going to talk about here. But I have it on our scoreboard up here as 3rd and 10. Plymouth, it's got to be for the end zone.
Yeah. Yep.
End zone or nothing.
Third down, Bobcat fans. Let's get
Here we go. Playoffs on the line. Kingswood trying to extend it to overtime. Oh, they're not going to move it back on the spike.
It's an incomplete pass, so it would go back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but
It's still forward, so.
yeah, true. And there are technically receivers. It's not grounding. Oh, off the edge. Oh, my goodness. Taylor Russo. What an unbelievable rush off the edge. Wow. It's 4th down.
It was a great defensive call by Coach Lamb and a great play by Rousseau. And he just had nobody was backside blocking. Nobody.
So this is it. 5 seconds, no timeouts. It's 4th down. They give him 4th and 5 here. In the shotgun, the sophomore trying to play hero. Here's the ball game. Russo off the edge, rolling to his right in the end zone. It's knocked down by Simeon Crane, and the Bobcats will advance to the semifinals and hold on here at home.
I think Ibargwin got that.
Wasn't it, Eli?
86.
Okay, Eli Ibargwin. Either way, I saw Crane in there. Agramonte was the target. So you've got
Well,
Coach Mouseoff's head right in the way.
It's a lot of respect out there. They're helping him up and congratulating him because he certainly was a warrior out there and had a great game of his own. But Plymouth Bobcats, they pulled it together. They bent, but they sure didn't break, and they're on to the semifinals.
And Royce, the anticipation and the anxiety down on the sideline must have been palpable.
Yeah, I could barely hear myself think when it kind of came down to that final play. 4th down, it was all or nothing literally on that play. From the Plymouth players to the Kingswood players to all the fans around me making so much noise. I couldn't think, but nothing like a dramatic way between these two teams to end it off and end the game. So that's my final thoughts. Congratulations to Plymouth as they'll be playing Trinity, and congratulations to Kingswood for a hard-fought game, and thanks to the coach as well for his time at halftime. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Royce. We'll see if you're able to talk with the Plymouth coaching staff at all. We'll keep an eye on you, but if not, thank you for everything you've done on the sideline for us here this afternoon. Plymouth holds on here at home in one of the toughest games of the season. And, Mike, what are your biggest takeaways?
Well, I think Plymouth came to when they needed to in the 4th quarter. They made some good plays defensively. They moved the ball down the field. They chewed up the clock. They did a lot of good things there. Again, it wasn't the prettiest game in the world, but it's a team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to come out on top, and Plymouth certainly did that today. But I'll tell you, Kingswood has got nothing to hang their head by. They played a great game. They're a tough bunch of kids. I think that they were well coached, and I just think it went to Plymouth because overall I think Plymouth's a little bit better team.
Well, we'll try to have our heart rate settle down after that one, but
or at least they're 7 points better.
Yes, at least 7
Today.
points better today. But yeah, oh my goodness.
I did expect a game like this because I just thought Kingswood had really come along during the course of the season, and they just have done a great job, and they were beating teams by a lot of points, and they played really tough. And again, it's probably one of the best Kingswood teams I've seen in a number of years, and they get nothing to be ashamed of. And they're going to lose 11 seniors, but they're going to have 18 freshmen. They're going to be sophomores and so on and so forth.
Yeah, right. You lose a lot of talent. Agramonte will move on. McPhee. You lose Graham Burke. A lot of guys on the line as well. But you've got Kraminski as a sophomore who's played stellar this season and flashes of absolute brilliance. So a lot to ride on with him over the next 2 years.
And it's year to year. You see teams, a team like Bow, for instance, that has been a pretty strong competitor for many, many years. More recently, they just don't have the kids, and it's a rotation of kids that come in. It's like groups that move through the school system, and sometimes you get just a bunch of great athletes on a team for 2 or 3 years, and then you have a little ebb and flow of that. And I'm sure Bo down the road will be back, and Plymouth has fortunately been able to keep pretty strong all the way through. I don't think there's been many losing seasons in the last 30 years. But Plymouth's got the work cut out for us against Trinity. Again, that's a team that they beat soundly here. But again, it's tough to beat the same team twice. And Trinity's shown that they're pretty versatile, and they can throw the ball and they can run, and they have a quarterback. I think that it's really pretty good. And we'll see what happens. Plymouth's got to control the ball game. They're not going to catch up by throwing the football as Trinity might be able to. But so they got to control the ball, not make the mistakes they made today. And hopefully they'll come out on top and go to the ship.
And we'll bring Royce back in one more time. Were you able to hear from the coaches at all?
Unfortunately, I was not able to, but what's the score looking like for Plymouth State? And also, do we have an update on the final between St. Thomas and Pelham, or Souhegan, excuse me?
Oh, let's look. So Souhegan, St. Thomas, it was 47-20 Souhegan. Thank you for reminding us about that. Pelham, 7-6 over Manchester West.
What kind of – that was like the Raiders-Broncos game that
The other
happened on
night.
Thursday.
I know, right? So there's that,
So
and
do we have
then
the
our
bracket
game.
updates?
Yeah, so Souhegan will be taking on Pelham in the semifinals. That is scheduled for Saturday at 1 o'clock. All the semifinals scheduled for Saturday at 1 o'clock, and then the 2-3 of Trinity and Plymouth. We'll see what the final updates are. If look back on Monday, if the Souhegan Pelham game moves to a Friday night, if somehow Trinity and Plymouth is a Friday night, we'll keep you posted. But we'll have coverage of that right here for you on Pemmy Baker TV. Royce, thank you so much for all of your hard work on the sideline. Coach, it's always a pleasure having you here in the booth and
Same
working
here.
with us. It's been a blast. And that's going to do it for us here this afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hats off again to Kingswood. A fantastic season to them. Unfortunately, comes to an end. They had their sights set on this big upset, rightfully so, as Plymouth made some mistakes down the stretch. But Plymouth able to recover and hold on for victory here at home with a final score of 14-7. For all of us here at Pemmy Baker TV, thank you so much for tuning in. Best of luck to Kingswood going forward, getting ready for the winter seasons, and I know it's going to be a battle with them next year as always. For all of us, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week for the Division II semifinals here on Pemmy Baker TV. Have a great weekend.